So I've got my meat sorted, and most of my herbs and my garden vegetables are sorted. I've got my eggs from the chickens, and I've been able to harvest a lot of water from the nearby parks, and Lauriston Reservoir's got that big refill station. The next thing on my list now is condiments. So I'm going to go get some salt from the ocean, but I've also just come across a whole bunch of peppercorn trees in a nearby park. So you find these trees in abundance out here, so I don't think I'm going to have any shortage of seasonings. Alright, so I'm going to keep this video really short. It's really just an update on the free food harvest for January, bit of an update how it's been going. I'll put some overlay footage of different stuff in this. It might not even be that related, it might just be video stuff of the garden. And that's really more for me to be able to practice some of the cinematography stuff so that I can start working on skills development here to make better videos. Practicing little bits and stuff with the filters and the different settings here, using a microphone, things like that, just to make the videos a little bit more higher quality and more enjoyable for you guys and more enjoyable of an experience for me to make, because it becomes a bit more of a challenge. So January, look, it was actually quite challenging, and the main reason for that is that I work full time. I like to go to the gym, I like to see my friends. So there's a lot of prioritization that has to happen if you're going to make your focus trying to harvest food from the land to pretty much to sustain yourself. So very, very challenging, but we came out on top. I actually got a lot of food. I've got it written down here, and for every day that I got food, I would then jot it into this year at a glance calendar. I won't take you through what I got on which day. I'll just give you an overview of what I got. So I'll start with fishing. I did really, really well with fishing. A mixture of luring and bait fishing. Everything that I got was out of the bay rather than fresh water for this time. And I took home 20 fish. So there was a lot of undersized fish that I put back in the water. There were some that were like just on that I thought, nah, you can go back, you can get bigger, I'll come get you next time. So just the ones that I brought home that I felt were big enough to eat and worth it. I got 11 pinky snapper, 1 brim, 1 silver trevally, 3 mullet, 3 salmon, and 1 big chunky flathead. So that's awesome, 20 fish. In terms of vegetables that I got from the garden, earlier in the month, did really, really well with carrots and silver beet in particular. Got some herbs, got some pig face. I did get a handful of potatoes a couple of weeks ago, but they do take time to cure as well. So you put them in a cool, dark place to cure off, and then you can start to eat them. So look, in terms of fruit, didn't do too well. The berries were in pretty short supply. Haven't really had any blueberries here. Have had very few blackberries in the bush here. And I've had I think 3 strawberries this month. And then even that Alphington spot that I showed you in the other video, still not really producing. The only saving grace I've had is there's a nectarine tree down the road that's doing quite well. And near one of my fishing spots there's also a fig tree that has ripened and ready to go. And lastly, my chickens out there, they've done really, really well this past month. So I got, for January, I got 124, is it? Yeah, 124 eggs in total. So that's awesome. I've still got so many eggs left over. And this month, there will be less eggs. So a couple of the chickens have found a new home. So probably going to be averaging about 2 eggs a day, which for my purposes will be more than enough. So that's it. That's January done and dusted. Now for Feb, my plan really is to up the ante as much as I can, but that's going to start with a 1-week break from work. So I'm going to go take the mini car camper out to Warrnambool and then up to Hall's Gap, and then make my way home from there, just stopping off at any waterhole that I see and just getting as much food as I can, and hopefully with less distractions and a little bit more quiet, I'll have time to really think and really start to plot out how I can maximize this free food harvest.